Let's do this. So this music that you hear, this kind of background music that you hear, there's a bit of a story behind this music. For those of you who don't know, Final Fantasy XIV didn't launch like this. Let's put it that way. It went through let's say it went through a rough launch. Went through a rough launch period. I bet that hiding spot was not far from here. You'd be surprised, Darth. You'll find out tomorrow. Maybe. Yeah, it went through a rough launch period, and it was basically rebuilt from the ground up. And the way that they explained it in-game was they had a cataclysmic event. They had a calamity, and basically what happened was the moon fell out of the sky. The moon fell out of the sky. This is pre-game, so there's no spoilers in here or anything. The moon falls out of the sky and Bahamut explodes out of it and just absolute causes destruction. But as the moon was falling, it was falling in-game. So like you would play the game and you'd notice like the moon was getting bigger and bigger over time. And eventually, the normal game music stopped, and this was the music in-game that was playing. Like in the final days of old Final Fantasy XIV, this was the song that played in the background. And this event is like a remembrance of the rebirth of Final Fantasy XIV. And that's what we're going to do now. I'm going to do this year's remembering event. The Wandering Minstrel seeks an adventurer both willing and able to put the finishing touches to this year's Rising celebrations. Of all the coincidences, you will hardly believe it, but I was just this very moment reminiscing of the time you lent me your strength a 12-month past. You see, I again find myself in pressing need of an adventurer's aid, just as I did last Rising. Oh, if only James were here, I thought to myself, and here you are. Well then, what do you say? Shall we clasp arms once more? My thanks. The matter is this. I've been approached by a lady named Ayoyo, who wishes to imprint her own inimitable mark upon the skies above Limsa Laminsa. I speak, of course, of the fireworks that illumine these rising nights. Learning of my contribution to previous year's festivities, she has enlisted me to her cause. We already have the ear of the organizing committee. However, Lady Ayoyo has expressed a strong desire to consult with a storied adventurer before finalizing her proposal. Come to the Yellow Jackets guardhouse at the base of the Coral Tower, and I will introduce you. Okay. So this quest is only available for a limited time. It's only available for the next few days, and then it is gone. So this is the only time that you can do this. Last year, the reward was the Phoenix Mount, which let you turn into the Phoenix Summon, which is a pretty decent mount, actually. I quite like it. It was a good mount for the 10 year. Yeah, it was. It was. Remind me, Akira, did you ever do the Coils of Bahamut raids with us? Back when you were playing this game. Did you ever do Coils of Bahamut? Yo-Yo-Ma? 2 weeks, thanks, Darth. Lady Yo-Yo, one storied adventurer as promised. You did do them, Akira. Okay, good. Professional adventurer. Blessings of the 12 upon ye. Name's a Yo-Yo. Cannoneer first class with the Yellow Jackets. It's an honor to have you aboard. Did I mention that it's the Yellow Jackets who are in charge of this year's festivities, not only in decorating of these fair Laminsan streets, but in designing and constructing the fireworks that brighten the skies above them. Lady Yo-Yo here is quite the savant in all matters incendiary and explosive, and so it has fallen to her to formulate a plan for the display's crowning glory. Me and the other lads and lassies of the Cannoneers whipped up a load of lovely little drakes, snakes, and devils for the Moonfire Fair, but more of the same I'm going to cut it for the Rising. Because it's all about remembering those we lost in the Calamity, ain't it? Them and theirs deserve something a mite specialer than a bunch of old bangers. An admirable sentiment, I'm sure. It would not do for our ode to such poignant memories to be aught less than memorable. Let us make this year's Rising one that the citizens of this fair realm will soon forget. Soon forget the forget of the soon. Took the words right out of my mouth, dearie. Thing is, having hardly set foot out of Limsa in all me days, I don't reckon I'm best placed to know what's gone through the minds of the citizens of this fair realm. And so you would pick an adventurer's brains, one who has journeyed far and wide across this land we love and knows it and its peoples intimately. Yet before we call upon your particular wisdom, mayhap it would behoove us to seek out a wider range of opinions. Many and more look to the skies, come a rising night, and the thoughts that run through their minds are no doubt as diverse. Let us learn them. Sounds like a plan. Mind if I join you, dearie? Could do with learning some of these thoughts myself. Lots of nodding. Right then, where's best to start acting round? Asking round? Someplace a lot of outsiders gather, I reckon. How about we meet in the Aetherite Plaza down in lower decks? While you two are so engaged, allow me to continue our discussions with the organising committee. I shall await you by the Aft Castle. Do we really want to go to the Aetherite Plaza? That's like the worst bit of Limsa. Like, you know, it's not a safe place. It is not a safe place. There are people there who they do things. They've seen things. They've been things. You see that? Hello, Rimvello. It goes all right, thank you. It goes all right. How's your day going? You see them lights down Orca's Alley, dearie? Decorations for the festival, they are. Every year when the streets are all decked out for the rising, me heart fills with, well, all sorts of feelings. Sorrow, pride, regret. But enough about me. We came here to find out how the folks feel about it. Let's split up and head down the alley and ask a few likely-looking customers each. We're on a schedule here, so don't go asking every single soul you see. 4 to 5 should do you. I'll meet you down by the ferry docks when you're done. Any new friends today? Not really today. We were looking at a bench that was filled with Lalafels, and then a non-Lalafel sat on them and waved at me like with just a flagrant disregard for the rules. So we frowned at that for a little bit. But no, other than that, pretty chill. Probably thought folks would use one of the other 700,000 quests. Oh, well, this is, you missed my explanation, didn't you? This is a 2-week only quest. This is for the anniversary of FF14. It's the 11th anniversary. So this quest is only here for 2 weeks, and then it is gone forever. Hence why people are doing it now. The streets are full of life, the sky is full of fire, and the westerly winds filling our seafarers' sails as it does our hearts. Ah, you couldn't have picked a better time to come home. Yes, sailor too, are you? No, mate, I'm a frog. Helping with the fireworks, you say? Good on you, lad. I have a few memories of back then, if you've an ear to hear them. I'm a merchant seaman, you see, always sailing hither and thither across the waves. Was just back from a trip to Rad's at hand when the Calamity struck. Everyone was looking up to the sky and that loathsome lantern that hung low in it. Like most folk, I don't remember much of what happened in the days before or after it fell, but I'll never forget those faces. And that's what I love so much about the fireworks. You see the same faces looking up, but this time with a smile. Remind you not only of the bad times, but how we got over them. There is FF11 content. They did a special event for FF11, similar to this. They did one. I actually have an outfit from FF11 as a reward from doing that. Can you see them too, my love? These two people are also doing this quest. You're involved with the fireworks and want to know what I think of them. Well, just now I was wondering if they can be seen from far out in the offing. Do you know? They're very much quicker than I am. I see. The reason I ask is that my husband is out there now. He meant to be back by rising night, but it seems the tide didn't turn in his favor. He was so looking forward to the fireworks. I do hope that he can see them from where he is, that we can share them together, no matter how far apart we might be. This is my only request to you, that you make the finale as bright and boisterous as you can, that all those who cannot be together this rising might still share in its message. Oh, you mean just because of the... Yeah, okay, I see where you're coming from. They could have redone the event. There's nothing stopping them redoing the event. They could have redone the FF11 event, for sure. It was only a year ago they did it. Alright there. Anything I can do for you? You're asking for people's thoughts on the rising fireworks. Would have thought a great hero like you would have had better things to do with your time, but I suppose that's what makes you a hero, eh? Helping people out whichever way you can. Well, I'm like most people, I suppose. I think of those I lost. My parents, most of all. I wonder if they're watching too. Someone from the bottom of the ethereal sea to see what they're all crashing and banging's about. It's complicated, I suppose. I feel sad they're gone, but happy I'm not. And I'm grateful to Badaron for saving me and so many others. If they are watching, I hope they can see me too. See that I'm doing alright for myself. Or they might sleep soundly for another 12 months. You think they'll end support for FF14 on the 14th year? Can you imagine? But no. There was an interview Yoshi P gave, the maker of this game. There was an interview he gave recently where he was saying that the Dawn Trail expansion is the start of a new 10-year story. So look how tiny this Lalafell is. This is a tiny Lalafell. Welcome, welcome. What may interest you in this fine morning? Ah, information, is it? Well, if you really must know, the whizzing and banging that fills the air this season always takes me back to the time just before the Calamity struck. A great festival was held to celebrate the reformation of the Grand Companies. People in the streets were hooting and hollering and setting off fire spouts, and all the ships in the bay, now bedecked in maelstrom colours, let loose their cannons. It seems so foolish now knowing what was soon to befall us, but all that noise served a purpose nonetheless, drowning out the fear that ever whispered in our ears. It is my firm belief that the rising fireworks serve the same purpose even now. They present a vision of loveliness, of togetherness, that we might forget our fears and be given hope for a brighter future. All right then. That's the discussion's over. Let's go and speak. Good frogs hop. US dollars, nice. But GG, congrats. That's a nice little package. Sorry to keep you waiting, dearie. So what did you find out? It is, isn't it, Rin? It is a nice little package. That's what she said. Same here. Was half expecting him to just like looking at the pretty lights, but it seems the feeling runs a lot deeper than that. The memories of the Calamity still sit heavy on their hearts, but the rising fireworks go some way to lifting that weight. So, any ideas for the grand display? What kind of thing do you reckon it'd help lift the spirits the most? Hope for the future. Hope for the future, eh? That ain't a bad idea. Reminding folk that however dark the night, dawn's just around corner. The rising ain't just about mourning those we lost after all. It's about remembering the struggles of those who survived, to steer us to a brighter future. Aye, that's it. That's what Limsa needs this rising. I'll have one, Akira. I need a top-up. I could do with a top-up. Aoyo looks like my sister when she was younger, minus the ears. Was your sister the size of a Lalafell? Is that what you're saying? Ships, cannons, a departure salute, not just for the fallen, but for those setting sail for unknown shores. A vision of the past and of the future. An old bleeding armada filling Galadian Bay, lighting up the very heavens. Who wouldn't want to watch that? I'll give you one and a tea. Basically, yes, and ran like her, and her too. That's settled then, and the minstrel's gonna love it. He said he'd be up by the Aft Castle, right? I'll see you there. to get its full value. Our intrepid adventurer returns and positively bursting with inspiration, I take it. I see. A traditional seafaring salute, not only to the memories of the fallen, but to some future fortune of those who follow in their wake. A most fitting proposal, I'm sure. Thanks. They're both here, but our work ain't done yet. There's a lot that needs sorting out before we can put this idea into action. So much to do, just a little time. If you wouldn't mind helping us a little longer, dearie, I'll be forever in your debt. Let me know when you got your loins good and girded. Hey, yo-yo. My loins are good and girded. You got a new badge on 14? Nice. Am I going to get one too? Is that from this event? Alright then, let's get started, shall we, dearie? The plan is, we're going to line up an old fleet of ships across the bay and have them fire a broadside into the sky. No? Oh. How did you get it? Well, before we go finding our fleet, we need to get the plan approved by the organising committee, and that means convincing Commodore Rayner. I'll take the lead, but I ain't exactly got the silverest tongue, nor much experience nobbling at the higher-ups. If you two see me struggling, put in a word, won't you? Of course, milady, your cause is ours. Thank you, me dears. Together then to Coral Tower. Oh, you're a trader mentor. Oh, this badge. You've become a mentor. We bow in your presence, Kiss. We bow in your presence. I mean, when I was bowing, I was still taller than you.
Hello there.
But the thought was there. The thought was there nonetheless. Last I had the privilege of meeting with the Commodore was around the time of the Calamity. I had been arrested for conspiracy to incite rebellion. Naturally, it was all a misunderstanding. Some other scurrilous soul had been singing songs of sedition. If not for Rayner and his relentless pursuit of the truth, I might still be lingering in the brig. He is a shrewd investigator who will brook no equivocation. Shall we then? I'm a frog. A fine frog, though. He's a young commander. Bit of nepotism, eh? Bet you he knows people in the right places. Want to make the Rise and Display special, I can fathom, but the sheer scale of this proposal is beyond anything I imagined. Ayo, need I remind you that the first duty of the Yellow Jackets is the keeping of the peace. Filling the bay with ships will not only disturb the daily workings of the harbour, but is sure to foment agitation among the commons. Knowing this, do you still mean to persevere with this outlandish plan? We're not starting from a strong place of negotiation here. I do, Commander. Every limb's in art, every oar's in art, still bears the scars of the Calamity. All that loss, that hardship, that struggle, it cut deep. But the Rising ain't just about looking to the past, it's about looking to the future too. And if it's our duty to watch over folk, keep them on the straight and narrow, like I reckon it's our duty to see them off on another year's journey too. Well put. Wow, that was easy. I accept that your intentions are pure, but what of logistics? I trust you have a plan as to who exactly will be providing and paying for this fleet of yours. Yeah, Commander, we're going to petition the Maelstrom for the flagship and the rest from the Black Sails. Of course, one is wont to forget that those buccaneering souls remain bound to serve the Maelstrom in times of necessity. Lady Ayoyo would have us parley with the 3 great pirate captains to remind them of their civic duty, it seems. Aye, that's right. The pirates answered the Admiral's call back when the moon was fallen. Fought and died at Carno, same as rest of us. When they hear about our plan to salute all those who fell and all those who didn't, I don't doubt they'll answer the call again. You were going to praise my hat and then realize it's not me. No, I'm the frog. I wish you all the luck in the world in recruiting those rogues to your cause. You shall need it. Very well then. Allow me to arrange the parley. Should you succeed in this feat, you may consider all my remaining doubts answered. I bid you remember that you go to speak with pirates, lawless marauders all. Pray that you do not say aught to offend them, lest we find ourselves with mutiny on our hands. I'm a frog. I shall have the maelstrom summon the leaders of the 3 factions to the anchor yard. Pray go there and complete your preparations. I'm a frog. Bye. I'm a frog. Cheers for sticking with me, lads. I hope I can count on your support in the next set of negotiations and all. Oh, of course, my lady. Alas, I fear the captains, those far-famed scourges of the seas, will prove rather less biddable partners than Commodore Rayner did. While Roswen of the Sanguine Sirens may be swayed by emotion, Carvalane of the Kraken's Arms is of a much more mercenary mind. The executioners, meanwhile, value honour and glory above all else. If there is aught that unites them, it is a zealous spirit. Let us argue with passion, that we might inflame theirs. If it's passion you're after, I've got that and bleeding bucket loads. But I might need you two to jump in again, because my tongue decides to tie itself in a half itch. Just say the first thing that comes into your heads, and I'll pick up after. I'm a frog. Come on then, dearies. Let's head on over to Anchor Yard and get this parley started. I'm a frog. I've decided my headcanon for this quest is that my character is trying to stay in disguise. He doesn't want it to be known that he is helping organize this event, and so he is just remaining a frog. He's like a mascot. He's just there to like brighten up the scenery and all that. Okay. Hey, look, it's a little frog. You got your little you got your new minion. You've already finished, I see. You've already finished. Hey, let me show you something, kids. Watch now. Oh. You're welcome. Where's the quest? I literally can't see the quest. Is someone stood on it? No, legitimately, where's the quest? Oh, it's here. Destination. Okay. I literally couldn't see that. Oh, the carbuncle didn't come out of hat. True. True, that's true. I'm sure you could make it happen, though. You can make that happen. Rabo, how you doing today? It's good to see you. Welcome to you. That's 3 times the welcome that you would get anywhere else. Hungry but good. Eat a welcome. You've got 2 to spare. Thanks for coming. The reason we asked you here is the Maelstrom summoned laid it for us loud and clear. You want us to help you with your Rising fireworks? And the answer's no. When my sirens fire a broadside, it's to send our enemies to the bottom of the briny, not to paint pretty pictures in the sky for drylanders to gawp at. We've better things to be doing with our time. It is a rare occurrence, to be sure, but I find my opinion aligns with Roswen's. Our time is precious, as I'm sure is yours. Let us hasten to draw these discussions to a close. I shall put it bluntly. I see no profit in this endeavor for myself and my men. So, unless there is anything else... You put the Admiral and the Yellow Jackets in your debt. A debt of gratitude, perhaps, for providing the men and material for this pageantry entirely at our own expense. I saw no mention of the Krakens being compensated for our efforts in a material sense, or am I mistaken? The sheer scale of the spectacle we propose would no doubt draw all the lords and ladies of the realm to gather in this city, personages of high renown and deep pockets. Aye, and if they saw you lot working and in and with the Maelstrom, it'd do wonders for your public image. Folks who normally wouldn't touch a pirate with a barge pole would be queuing to do business with you. I do believe you have a point, poorly phrased though it may be. To win legitimate business, one must project the image of a legitimate businessman. Sod your image and sod anyone who's too lily-livered to trade with us. They can stick the barge poles up the backsides. What's in it for the sirens? Carver Lane's in. Don't you want to be together? Oh. What are you trying to imply? I'd rather cut my arse off with a rusty cutlass than have to spend another minute in that preen and pissant's company. Me and my girls are proper pirates. The sanguine sirens aren't all about the pirating life, though, are you? You run almshouses for the sick and injured and those with child. Keep themselves busy with odd jobs such as come their way. Them's your hunters and the folk who are drawn to the city to see the grand display. Your quarry. You can make anything come out if you push hard enough. Oh my god, Akira. I see where you're going with this. Get the girls to set up stalls selling food and grog and the like, and they make a killing. Providing they had all the right permits from the Yellow Jackets. You're a shrewd one, you. Maybe I could lend them, and... Maybe I could lend them, and... Maybe I could lend them an hand myself. They do say the best way to a man's heart is through his stomach. Oh, what of the executioners? There is no dishonor in linking arms with Admiral Merlwib and the Maelstrom, surely. Oh, I didn't even know he was over there. You, Yellow Jacket, I want you to tell me one thing, and tell it true. This is Limsa Laminsa, the greatest port in all the realm. You could find this fleet of yours without our help, yet you've come here begging for it. Why? Because I reckon you're the ones who need the rising most. The Black Sails only came together because of Cartano. You could have upped anchor and sailed off into the sunset, but no. You fought like demons on those cursed flats, made heroes of yourselves and martyrs. The way I see it, it's only right that it's only right that those that lost the most, when they stood to gain the least, should be the ones to fire the salute to the departed. And a salute to the departing too. The Calamity changed the lives of you pirates more than anyone. If anyone should be celebrating new beginnings, it's those whose new beginnings already begun. So it's for our own good, is it? I'm heading back to the Astalicia. Some word when you've hammered out the details of this display of yours. We'll see what we can do. Aye, aye, Captain. I can hear you. Can't rightly say no to you now, can I? Lost a lot of good people back in Carno. Let's send them all off with a bloody great bang. I will join you on one condition. That in your reminiscence of trauma past, you do not make a shameful spectacle of yourself. Pray, do not force me to restrain you. Again. I never forced you to do nothing. You keep your hands off... You keep your hands off me if you want to keep them, you randy bastard. Quite the fragile flower, isn't she? Well then, I bid you adieu. My ships will not ready themselves. Randy bastard. Yeah. That's the Lalafell noise they always make when they cheer like that. Oh my goodness. Jeez, Louise. Oh my god. What just happened? Oh my god, look at poor yo. Hidden over here. You can hardly see her. She's getting trampled. And breathe. God, I was so nervous I could hardly speak. Thanks so much for chipping in when you did. Could never have got him on our side without you. Right then. Time to put the finishing touches to this plan of mine. It's going to be wonderful, I just know it. I want to buy your reward. I've given it to the minstrel. You can grab it from him. So new beginnings, lad, and may the navigator's breath ever fill your sails. You did a great service, my friend, both for Lady Yo-Yo and for all those who love the Rising, myself included. For that, I shall ever be grateful. I expect it shall be some hours before preparations for the grand finale are complete. Mayhap we could, wait together. I'm a frog! The minstrel? No. No. While we wait, would you care to hear a verse that has lately come to me? It is a song of celebration, of encouragement, for all those who sail for unknown shores. Pray, lend me your ears. Is this a period piece? Fuck, that song did send me places. Oh, bright light. Greetings, warrior of light. This is a world that exists outside your reality. Could it be a dream, a flight of fancy conjured by your weary mind? Perhaps, or perhaps not. Naoki Yoshida. This is Yoshi P. This is the in-game personage of the creator of FF14. It is a pleasure to meet you again. As I have in the past, I have beckoned you here that I might express my gratitude. The road we have walked has been long and winding, full of perils and pitfalls, but we have enjoyed every step in your company. We hope that you feel the same about this last great leap. With every adventure we undertake, the longer the legacy we leave behind us. Yet, a lengthy history need not mean a foreshortened future. Many adventures yet await. We shall continue to chart a course into the great unknown, one that takes in all the diverse wonders this wide world has to offer, that your legacy might grow ever greater. To be certain, it would be a less trying task to sleepwalk ever onward down the same well-furrowed path, yet to venture down paths untrodden, believing in the bright and glorious future that lies beyond them, is by far the more rewarding. This is the gift that we wish to deliver unto you, the gift of adventure. I'm a frog! And we pray with all our hearts that you will continue to walk with us. We thank you for joining us on this journey, heretofore and hereafter. I'm a frog. Second one. Yeah. That was the second one. The second one always breaks. I don't know why. Now the time has come for this vision to end. Time for your eyes to open from this waking dream. Welcome in, Chuckles.
Shush!
Did you just shush Yoshi P, Kiz? Did you just shush Yoshi P? That's much better. Thank you. One cannot know what fills the hearts and minds of those who look to the sky this rising night. Perhaps you and I will see very different images in those explosions of light and color. But one thing I know for certain, that right here, right now, we look to the same sky. And though the paths that lay ahead of us may lead in very different directions, sometime, someplace, they shall cross again. One thing I know for certain, right here, right now, I'm a frog. Oh my god, the zoom in. Oh my god. The zoom. Oh, we came out of his throat. That was so close. 'Tis almost time for the display to begin. The consummation, not only of our labors, but of the thoughts and prayers of the people of this fair city. A salute for the departed, and for those who set sail into unknown waters. Many adventures yet await you, my friend. May the navigator's breath ever fill your sails. That was certainly a frog shot. Kinda had games welcome in. Here we go. Fireworks. From eastern sea to eastern sky, the sacred sun ascends, and voices stir of wind, of waves, of ropes, of sails of friends, who like the golden light of dawn that streams across the sea, set sunlit sail for foreign lands, may fortune follow thee. Her journey done, so sinks the sun below the western waves, and memories stir of friends of yore asleep in watery graves. Let not our voices raised in song disturb your endless sleep, but join us in our chorus, and you dream among the deep. An excerpt from an ancient mariner's song, a prayer for the safe return of those who sail o'er the far horizon. And oh my god, this person's loving it. Do you see the look at them go? Yes! Oh, love it! Oh, what a big jump. Look at this guy on the right. Oh, he's loving. Look at this guy here. Look at him go. Yes! He's loving those fireworks. He's loving them. I've never seen someone so excited for them. Amazing stuff. That's amazing. Yeah, good. He's having the time of his life.
Shush.
Oh dear. An excerpt from an ancient mariner's song, a prayer for the safe return of those who sail o'er the far horizon, and for the peace of those who sleep beneath those same eternal waves. It concludes with a wish that the voices of those whose spirits are stirred in anticipation of new adventure reach the ears of those whose adventures ended too soon, that they might be united as one. A fitting sentiment for the rising, methinks. And so I offer you my own heartfelt wish, that even should your adventures carry you beyond the far-flung horizon of this wide world, we should meet once more in a 12 months' time, and look up to the same sky together. Nod. A bright light. Is games a verb or a noun in your name? Good question. Good question. Oh, what's this? Oh, it's just a funny card that they've stuck on the thing. But I got a brushed up Kryl. She is not to be brushed off in the face of danger. Used to acquire the brushed up Kryl minion. That's the reward. That's our reward for doing that. You've unlocked the toy chest. Open the toy chest found in any inn room to play minigames. Additionally, certain notable personages have been seen to frequent the anchor yard in this rising. Do the same and you may be greeted with an unexpected encounter. Where's the anchor yard? Does anyone know where the anchor yard is? Oh, this is the anchor yard. This is the anchor yard. Well, there's no one here. They said that there'd be notable personages, but there's no notable personages. A southwesterly wind blows across the anchor yard. Ever hit me old pal James? Here to beg the old bird for guidance too, are you? What the fuck is that word? Schlobblebobsch. Said you had an hand in this year's fireworks, and not too bad a job been made of them either. As usual, other people are in the way. The real notable personages were the friends we made along the way. Quite so. You met Schlobberjob down in Hawker's Alley, eh? I sent her to pick up some of the stock for the wench. But you know what she brought me back? Only a bottle of bleeding Bacchus. Paid for it out of her own pocket she did, to thank me for saving her life. Don't know why she's so hung up about it. Girl's paid me back in 100 times over with all her hard work over the years. Felt a bit bad accepting it, like, but well, bottle of Bacchus is a bottle of Bacchus. Reckon it's you we should be thanking anyway, for the marvellous display. All the ships in the harbour, the fire in the sky, brought back a lot of memories. Some good, some bad, but every one of them well worth remembering. And we ain't done making them yet. You'll be off on your next adventure soon enough, a wager. Well, you can't rightly be striding out on an empty stomach now, can you? Come up the wench and we'll fill your belly. I'm a frog. Oh yeah. Alright. Let's just work our way through these chats. Let's see who's here. The head chef of the Bismarck. Well. I come to feel the Malayan's breath on my face, only to find faithless besom whispering in the ear of another. How have you been keeping, James? Oh, yeah, we've got you to thank for the rising display. A yo-yo's been singing your praises from Fisherman's Bottom to the Coral Tower. I'm a frog. What? Surprised the knower? Limsa's a small place, lad. Hardly a day goes by I don't see a yellow jacket or several in the Bismarck. Whether it's to sup on the finest food and wine this side of the sea, or to clap the irons on those who've tapped the casks a touch too thirstily. Suppose an adventurer like you mightn't have noticed, always coming and going as you are, but stick around in the city for a while, and you'll see the jackets ain't just axes for hire. They're true friends of the common folk. Ioyo was a retainer before the Calamity struck, you know. A master had a thing for fireworks. Every time they came back from their wanderings, they'd load it down with 100 weight of spouts and spinners they'd picked up from God knows where. Day and night you'd see her down the market ward beaming that sunny smile of hers at every passerby trying her damnedest to flog the stuff. Enjoyed the work, I reckon. But then Dalamud fell, and she lost their master, literally lost them. The way she tells it, they're as if the Calamity burned an hole in her memory, and they fell straight through. Couldn't remember their face, nor their name. Well, she never forgot the fireworks. The amount of gunpowder that went through her hands over the years, she couldn't help learning a bit about making things go bang. An apprenticeship with the cannoneers later, and she was a yellow jacket. So when I heard that they were the ones who'd been put in charge of the Rising display, I knew she'd be the first to volunteer. The Rising, the fireworks, they mean a lot to her, and as a friend they mean a lot to me, so thank you. I am a frog. Look upon me and see frog. More! The Admiral herself. James, this is a coincidence. Raina was just telling me of the role you played in putting the display together. I'm sure all those who gathered in my city to witness it were as moved as I. A salute to all those who set sail for new adventures. It shall surely resound in their hearts and give them strength and courage in the year to come. I am a frog. And a salute to the fallen too, was it not? Many and more lost their lives on the field of Cartano, the men and women of the Black Sails chief among them. I thank you for giving those who survived them this chance to put their grief to more productive ends. I thank you for giving the celebrations an unmistakable touch of salt too. This year's rising was not merely in Limsa Laminsa, but of her. I look forward to seeing how future host cities follow our example. But for now, let us focus on the present. I'm sure I've kept you from your business for far too long already, and I must return to mine. I must offer my prayer to Limlayan and be on my way. Fare you well, James. I wish you safe voyages for the year to come. May the navigator's breath ever fill your sails. Oh, aye. The acting captain of the bloody executioners. Is this that young guy who was in Endwalker? Yeah, it is. We're visiting your old mate James. I heard you had end in the fireworks, but I thought you'd be long gone by now. I'm glad you stuck around, though. Give me a chance to thank you. I'm a frog! For getting the executioners involved, like, can't say you didn't run us ragged getting the whole fleet loaded up with the 10 tons of fire sand and ready to sail at a moment's notice. But it was well worth it in the end. There's nothing a pirate enjoys more than a bit of the old pyrotechnics. The perfect send-off for shipmates past and present. It even got me in the guts, so it did. Most risings I spend at the bottom of a flagon thinking of those we lost and salt my grog. But this salute's only gone and put the wind up my sails. I'm up an anchor tomorrow in search of an island sanctuary of my own. Somewhere to bury me booty. Wish me luck, James, and may Lemelane's breath ever blow at your back. Shame we never got access to the Musket Guild. Yeah, have you seen the leftover assets that are in Limsa? On the Warriors, it's on the Warriors Guild, isn't it? The Marauders Guild. I think you can see it. You can see the leftover bits. I mean, we got the machinists in the end, but that's it, innit? That's all we got. Oh, it's him! I remember you. I knew it was you. I could tell it from your bearing. No, I'm a frog. You can't tell anything. Forgive me. It gladdens me that our paths should cross again, of course. And yet I find myself somewhat lost for words. Are you... well? What brings you here? Is that so? I should have known it. It's very much like you to help others fulfill their dreams, to bring life and light to the world. I always liked festivals, as did all my brethren. Though the celebrations have taken diverse forms over the years, all brought smiles to the faces of our children, and in turn us. Though it was our custom, nay, our duty, to watch over you from the Phantom Realm, one among us was so drawn to the music and the merrymaking that he adopted a mortal form that he might join you in your revelry. In every festival is imbued the hopes and dreams of mortal man. You implore the gods to listen to your pleas and they hear you. They still do. Yo, Mrs. Cookie, hello. Welcome in, Mrs. Cookie. Well, for those who've just come in, let me tell you, we're actually at the end of this. You've come right at the end of this. We've just finished an event in Final Fantasy XIV. It's the annual anniversary of the rebirth of Final Fantasy XIV. You might have seen in the news, like, go back 11 years. And you would have heard about how Final Fantasy XIV absolutely flopped at launch. It was a terrible, terrible game. And what they did was they had this, they incorporated it into the story. They had this event that happened in the game where this calamity happened to the world. And it basically rebuilt, like the world rebuilt. And that's why the base Final Fantasy XIV game is now called Final Fantasy XIV A Realm Reborn. Well, that was 11 years ago. That was 11 years ago. And this event that we're currently doing here is like an annual event they do to remember the calamity, to remember like everything that's happened since that time, essentially. And we've literally just finished this year's one just now. Let's crack on. In every festival is imbued the hopes and dreams of mortal man. You implore the gods to listen to your pleas, and they hear you. They still do. Techland too, yeah. Till next, our paths should cross. Yo, Nintachi, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Thanks for joining us. Ook, ook, ook. We're closing in on 1,400 follows, actually. 1,393. 7 more. 7 more follows. 1,400.